Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy, my channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to talk about gold and silver, do some technical analysis. I'm basically scribing out how the dollar's correlated to, how gold is correlated to the dollar. The dollar is still holding out. It's been pretty flat. It came up a little bit, now we're going flat. It could turn back down. Now if we break a downtrend here in the dollar and start heading higher, that's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of things. It'll put pressure on stocks. It'll put pressure on commodities. It'll put pressure on all those things. And bonds are really where it would be good because I think people would perceive that there's a problem. Problem being that people run into bonds, it'll lower interest rates, and the dollar will strengthen. Usually that's what happens if people are converting stocks to dollars. So that's one thing you want to monitor, and you want to monitor the 10-year yield. The 10-year yield moving higher means that we are basically validating an inflationary period. I don't know how it went lower recently with high inflation rates, but that's what the market is. I don't want to try to disagree with it. It is what it is. So let's jump in. I'll show you what I've got for gold and silver on the technical analysis update here. So the US dollar index, you can see this guy. This is on a daily basis, barely up, and gold was basically flat. But you can see that we were kind of coming up in this uptrend. We had a couple of bounces off here. We kind of broke out, and then we broke back down. And on the short term, these things can bounce all over the place. They're probably the least reliable signals, so I would never try day trading. I'd probably just get absolutely manslaughtered. But we did break to the downside here, kind of moving sideways at the moment. This guy broke its downtrend, and it's looking actually not too bad to move higher on this daily basis. But again, the short term is very hard to read. Here's the 10-year yield. We have this downtrend line here. We're coming up and kissing the downtrend line at any point here. I mean, that's basically what we're doing right now. And we'll see if this either heads down or breaks to the upside. A break to the upside means that yields are moving higher. Bonds are being sold. And that means that people are probably more afraid of inflation than they are of a deflationary scenario. They're not as scared if they're selling bonds. This is GDX, kind of zoomed in on it. We got this downtrend line that broke to the upside, and we're kind of back testing that line, that breakout. It doesn't look too bad down here. We got a little wick at the bottom of this candlestick, which means it reversed off its bottom and ended up with the momentum ending up a little bit. We do have kind of momentum coming down from this guy here. It tried slowing it down, but the sellers were still out there, and it pummeled it again. Notice that what I look for in some of these is this move bigger than this move? Is it contracting? Are the sellers becoming less plentiful? And are the buyers and sellers starting to equalize each other? And what you see is a contraction in the movements. That's what you want to see. You want to see this move be big and then contract down as we get lower and lower. And hopefully the buyers can come in here and turn this around, but I think it's going to take a little bit of time. Time being like, see how this guy came down with this momentum. It kind of popped higher, came back, and this is kind of a consolidation little pattern here before moving up. And I think that's probably what we're going to have to do is one of these little guys. GDXJ, this guy is coming on down. We're below this downtrend line. So, and we've making a new low below this here, kind of where we had support. So we came down with some good pressure, selling pressure, hit the support line, bounced a little higher, and it was like a dead cat bounce almost, and we came back below it. Is this a fake out? It's tough to say. Tough to say if that's a fake out or not. But we're down here. We're consolidating some. I'm still waiting. I'm not really adding much. I'm just waiting to see what's going to go down. Here's SILJ. This one kind of squeezed up to this tip here and then broke to the downside, but it looks like it's consolidating okay down here. We do have some good selling pressure just by the size of the candlesticks coming down. We have a little bit of buying pressure coming back up, and I think it's starting to equalize, hopefully. We do have little wicks at the bottom, which is good, because you can see wicks at the bottom, they usually head higher after that, the wicks at the bottom here. Usually you don't see too many wicks at the bottom and not see a couple of up days after it. But we'll see. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Here's EXK. I drew in the lines on this one. See how it consolidated up to a point and then it sold off? I mean, this had a lot of there's a lot of buyers up here. I'm surprised that it sold off like it did, like it just kind of rolled out of this thing. And we do have a bearish engulfing here, a little bit more downward pressure, good buyers stepping in, sellers, it's a battle. But I think this is going to have to need some time to consolidate, just like uranium. Uranium came back, it's almost the same pullback. It pulls down, it may pull back and do another wing over here like that before moving higher. The same thing's happened. Whoa. That's basically what AG, oh no, this is the same pattern. Came up, this was, this looks like a great area for this to break to the upside. And this got pushed lower right here. These two big days right there. Boom, boom, popped it lower. This was going to pop higher right here. Everything here says it was going to go higher. There's, look at this. Bullish engulfing, big up candlesticks all through here. Bullish engulfing, big ups candlestick, bullish engulfing, and then boom, boom. It got hit on its head and popped lower. That's a surprising move. Hecla Mining, this broke out of like a 40-year pattern to the upside in these big moves higher here. And then someone stepped in here and sold the living poop out of it. I mean, you can see the seller volumes here. It pushed it lower, and we've been going lower ever since. Franco-Nevada's been holding on. It's at a support line right here. It broke its downtrend, said see ya, wouldn't want to be ya, and then consolidated a little bit higher up here. So this was a very strong royalty company. And then Wheaton Precious Metals, another royalty company, downtrend broken, coming on up, and we're doing this kind of expanding wedge pattern right now. So this one also looks pretty strong in comparison to the other companies. So that's what I've got for gold and silver. Again, if you guys are interested in looking to see what the gold market's going to do, watch the dollar, and sometimes gold leads the dollar. So those are two big punches. Commodities follow the dollar. If the dollar strengthens, commodities get weaker. If the dollar weakens, commodity gets stronger. Usually gold is along with that thing, and to be honest, it's hard to know which one leads which. They're very closely linked. Sometimes gold leads, sometimes the dollar leads. So it all depends. But right now, the companies I like, and again, this is not financial advice. None of this should be taken as financial advice. But the companies I like are royalty companies. Those are the ones I really like and where I put the bulk of my money. I don't have a ton of mining companies. I do have some mutual funds with mining companies in it. But the mining companies, I think it's a lot harder business to make money. And I'd rather be in a business model that is easier to make money. So that's kind of what I look for. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate you guys listening. This is Finding Value.